Tonight's tour is best of one Swiss, so should go relatively smoothly and quickly. Alright. Regulation I, so official rules 3, I believe. And we are finally started. Okay, so it's a Sun team with... Does it have both Tailwind and Trick Room? Tailwind on the Jump Bluff and Trick Room on the... No! There is no Trick Room on this team. The Lunala is Power Herb, Meteor Beam, Moongeist Beam, Wide Guard, and Protect. Terrifier, Assault Vest Groudon. Clear Amulet, Fire Stab, Gouging Fire. Life Orb, Electric Stab, Raging Bolt. Sash, Ghost, Chien-Pao, with Sucker Punch, Ice Spinner, Ruination, and Protect. Okay. I think there are a lot of good things that Chien-Pao does here. Ruination, the Shadow Shield on that bulky Lunala. We don't have any weather on the Tornadus. It's definitely something we can do with Raging Bolt here, but I'm not sure what it is. Running out of time to pick something here. I'm going to bring our own Tailwind and our Restricteds, and just leave a Moongus at home and Bolt at home. Here we go! For anyone just tuning in, this is the team that my friend did run in Orlando today. And as it turns out, it's exactly one move off from what Marcus Haman ran. Saw him making day 2 today. The one different move is that his Amoongus has Sludge Bomb over Pollen Puff, and me and my friend were talking about that like real heavily the night before. Should it be Puff or should it be Sludge Bomb? Covert Cloak, Jump Off, Terra Rock. I was just wondering if maybe I should have gone for Taunt. But I guess there's no need. Now the big question is, does this Meteor Beam connect? Because I don't think an Assault Vest is going to save my Chien-Pao for this. Certainly not my Corn. There's the boost. There's the charge. It missed! Okay, that is huge RNG in our favor to start the night. That is massive. We have complete speed control. And the one free Meteor Beam is just gone. I was wondering if I should Terrastalize to just avoid being weak to it, but we got lucky there. Wellerman Groudon. Got Ruination. The only thing that Tornadus can do is Bleaking Storm, which kind of forces the hand of Wide Guard here. So I think I can just go Ruination the Groudon, and... Actually, I can taunt the Lunala first. What we're gonna do here is... There's probably a Heat Crash coming into Chien-Pao here. I'm gonna go for the Ruination and taunt the Lunala. Went for Protect. Okay. was just hoping to shut down that wide guard, expecting someone to get knocked out here. Probably the POW. Odd number HP. Crash. Okay, so wide guard is higher priority, so we can't stop it first. It's not fairy on the Lunala, so I might be able to tear a dragon here profitably. We get rid of our weakness to fire and ground if we do so. I don't think we're going to need the Ghost Stab offensively on Shadow Rider. $16-point lead at the half. Are you kidding me? Alright, Huskies versus Wolves in the national title game. Hold on. I have to knock on wood. Lest I jinx it. Press the Groudon. Taunt Lunala. No switch from my opponent. As far as the game's concerned, I watched the Duke game and they lost, so I'm just sort of trying not to watch since I always seem to be a curse. Lived the body press. Lived the heat crash. Doubled into the main dice beam. Now Calyrex Shadow Rider has a free switcher. It's Assault Vest, but this Groudon is super low on HP, and it is Assault Vest. It does not have the ability to protect itself. So, at most, can't Wide Guard, Shadow Shield. Haven't terastallized yet on their end. Terra... Water for the Lunala. Do I call a switch? Do I call protect? What do I do here? Astral. Power Volt in the back. There's a lot of questions. And I'm just gonna go Astral Heavy Slam. No switch from my opponent. Shadow Shield keeps the Lunala alive. We should outspeed. Grenade boost. Heavy Slam picked up. Okay. It's a 2v1 and our sash is intact and we're at +1. Tailwind petering out doesn't matter. Unless there's a problematic speed booster here. Barbolt. I can't imagine it's anything but Raging Bolt. Indeed it is. It's Electric Stab, if I remember correctly. Yes, it is. Thunderclap, Draco Meteor. My opponent has conceded. In the match chat. GG, well played. So I gotta just click smart move here. Press, Astral, and there it is. GG, well played to my opponent. Want to know to start? That went way better than the ladder match. It's over pretty quick though. 20 minutes left on the timer. Only 10 out of 49 matches complete. It's best of one, so I imagine that any moment now they're going to start flying off the board. But just to be safe, we'll go ahead and do a ladder match anyways, because I can always just concede it and hop back into the tour match. I'd hate to just be sitting here for like the next 20 minutes after it took so long to start and then the match was over quickly, so... Alright. Daddy. Crying. There are a lot of people who I've seen on the ladder who just don't have restricteds on their team. Do they know it's Regulation I again? And the wildest thing is, it was like Regulation J or something, which was Legendaries and Mythics. So, like, why are people showing up with, like, Reg H and Reg F teams on the ladder? Alright, well, double Genie. I don't see any Trick Room unless it's on the Flutter main, so we'll just bring our Genie to lead. The only spread moves I see are Bleakwind Storm and Sandseer Storm from the Genies. I think we want to chip them down instead of clicking Astral Barrage first. But we do want Barrage. Now who do we bring in the back? I mean, I'm thinking Zamazenta, but be a little bit too reliant on Terra for dodging Landorus. Then again, we'd want to answer Urshifu. I don't think I need to Terra anybody else, so... Actually, this seems fine. I do want to bring the Raging Bolt, but... We are also Terra Electric Stab, and even though it's close team sheet in this match here... I think Taunt Spinner is kind of safe here. So we're Assault Vest on the POW, and we prevent the Spore, and if they Terra Dark to dodge the Prankster Taunt, then that means our Ice Spinner connects in the Landorus. So the worst case scenario is protect the Landorus and Terra Dark Spore from Amoonguss. Rage Powder is not a problem. Not what I was looking for, but it's fine. Citrus Berry, so it's a 2-hit. Substitute from the Landorus. That could be an issue. I don't need speed control though, so we're gonna go with Bleak Wind, and I think Spinner the Landorus. This could also be like sub-protect, and now it's gonna like protect while the Amoonguss repositions into something, like Incineroar. It's Tornadus. Okay. No protect though, so we are going to be able to get rid of the substitute. Not a Genie's on the table. With the Earth Power because of the Assault Vest. Bleakwind Storm is going to miss. Just the Landorus. Holy smokes. This is a sharp beak Landorus, but I gotta be honest, I wasn't expecting that much damage. Tailwind here. Kinda wanna click Icy Wind. Yeah, I was most afraid of Protect here. Now my opponent can go for Bleakwind Storm instead of setting up their Tailwind. But they are just gonna click Tailwind. So do we. If I had to hazard a guess, their Tornadus is probably faster. But what if I don't miss any of my moves this turn? Because if I can get a speed drop on the Tornadus, then mine becomes faster. Gets off its Bleakwind Storm. And as long as we have good fortune here. No misses. Oh yeah, they're in Bleakwind range, baby. Can we connect with both? No, we can't. Landorus misses twice, or dodges twice in a row. So it's probably going to Earth Power our Pow to death here. And indeed it does. But on the bright side, we have complete speed control. And that Landorus is a stiff breeze away from death, so... CSR to finish it off. Mungus. Yeah, I think I just Bleak Windstorm Astral here, right? Actually, no. Taunt Astral. Yeah. Back from the Landorus, fair enough. Do not let this thing spore us. Let's see how much damage this does. Terra Ghost will finish. Can't use Spore after the taunt. Okay, heck yeah. So it's either Urshifu, Incineroar, or Fluttermane in the back. I'm gonna go Terra Ghost Astral, just in case we would miss the Bleak Windstorm. And let's see if they switch out. Check back in with the tour. 9 matches remaining. Okay. We've got time to finish this one up, I think. Crit did not matter. We had the Terra Ghost stab boost. That was well within range. Oh man, we missed our Bleak Windstorm twice this time. Ursh. Okay, it could be Scarf, so we're going to set our Tailwind back up. And just click super effective, +2 stab psychic. Your Scarf means nothing to me. Only your Sash intimidates me. In fact, nothing intimidates me because my opponent did not bring Incineroar. Alright, GG, well played. 6 games remaining in the tournament, in round 1. So, we'll call it there for the ladder matches for now, and just wait for round 2 to start. Five matches left. And take a look at the metagame here. Over half the field is running Incineroar. And the next 2 most common mons are Shadow Rider Calyrex and Miraidon. Followed by Rillaboom, Koraidon, and Fluttermane to round out the top 6. And the next 4 are Lunala, Raging Bolt, Rapid Strike Urshifu, and Ice Rider Calyrex. There are 5 Zacians floating around. And 6 Zamazentas, and I'm one of them. This is the most even distributions of Zacians and Zamazentas I've ever seen. Alright, 2 games left. Oh, that explains it. I was checking the pairings. We only got 1 match left, and it's the host, Michael. And I look at his team. I'm like, is he on Dozo or something? And well, he is on Dondozo, but it's his rest, sleep, talk, and one-hit KO team. It has been a while since I've seen that one going around. Yeah, that's that'll make a game take a while. Aurora Veil, Abomasnow, the Light Clay. I mean, Dondozo. You don't need me to tell you how long it takes to kill that thing. Garganackle. I like the Slush Rush Sash Beartick, considering he's on Aurora Veil with Abomasnow. Ice Body Dugong, though. With an Aya Papa Berry, throwing it back to Gen 7 with the Phi 1 berries. Oh, and the match is done. Alright. So round 2 should be up any second now. Yeah, look, the ground didn't render under my feet. Oh, wait, yes it did. I'm just floating above it. Scarlet and Violet. Such polished games, guys. Aren't you guys sad to be moving on from Scarlet and Violet after, like, 4 years of this? 3.5 or whatever it is at this point. I think it's 3.5, almost exactly. Maybe 2 weeks off from being exactly. I don't know. Something like that. November 18th, 2022, right? And 3 years would be November 18th, 2025, and then that was about 6 months ago. 2 weeks shy of it. So yeah, 3.5 years of Scarlet and Violet. Such good times. A very story-heavy plot with no voice acting. Perfect graphics. I mean, oh, this stuff's in 8K. No one ever had their game disconnect. Certainly not at the World Championships in a very controversial manner, you know. It would suck if that was a regular occurrence that people had to deal with. What else? Just good times. Don't know what's taken so long to start round 2, but whatever. We chillin'. There we go. New round. Ice Rider, Calyrex, and Miraidon. Whimsicott, Incineroar, Smeargle, and Cornerstone Ogerpon. Ooh, this is rough. That Smeargle is really good on this comp. Fake Out Spore, Follow Me, and Decorate. I've entered the correct code. Oh, Yaxel returned? Alright, we found him. That's good news. I decide the battle rules again. Rules 3, because that's double restricted. Regulation I. Gotta get the call right here. Leech Seed. That's gonna be a problem. Double phone users. It says Fairy Specs Miraidon. We gotta bring something that can handle both Trick Room and Tailwind. Taunt from Tornadus seems valuable. I think Torn Pow is... That Smeargle's a problem. What a pain. And I'm just gonna send it. And Tomorrow. And that's 50 points on the board, isn't it? Whimsicott and Calyrex Ice Rider. Wonderful. I'm in danger no matter what I choose to do here. My opponent can do Trick Room or they can do Tailwind. They're probably going to go Trick Room since I have a Tailwind user out. Or Trick Room. I don't even know what I said. I'm tired, man. What's the danger of Ice Rider Protect here? Whimsicott has Light Screen, Tailwind, Encore, Moonblast. I don't want to get Encore locked. What's its Terra? It is Terra Dark. Oh, crap. Well, this is not great. I'm just going to click Offense. And the reason for that is I think my opponent's going to protect, and they're not going to protect. Okay, well... I got that guess completely wrong. A little bit of chip on the Calyrex, but if I had to guess, it's about to click Trick Room. And if I get the speed drop here, that just makes it even worse. I did. Okay. Glacial Lance. There goes Tornadus. Can't taunt the Calyrex now, and, yikes. Now it's at +1. And, if I bring in Zamazenta, they probably click Leech Seed or Trick Room. And who am I afraid of them bringing in? We don't want to see Miraidon in that case. We can Terra... Well, they got Meteor and Gleam. I'm gonna bring the Zam. And it's Incineroar. Take out the POW and leave me to body press. Probably wouldn't do that. Fake Out's gonna do nothing, so I'm gonna do that anyways just in case, and we'll Ruination the Calyrex. I'm expecting Trick Room or Leech Seed here. 5 damage, alright. Trick Room. This is an interesting call. I don't think they're going to click Glacial Lance on this board. They're probably just going to click Leech Seed, so Sucker Punch isn't going to work. But I don't know if they're going to commit Terra Bug to the instant here. can't switch Calyrex in because that just leaves it vulnerable to have its sash broken. I think I'll just put Ruination on the Ice Rider again. Alright, they won't take our water on the Calyrex Ice Rider, which means the body press is fine. Seed. Oh, we got Wisp, that's right. I was thinking Flare Blitz, but it's right there on the team sheet. Wisp, Fake Out, Knock Off, Parting Shot. I'm just so used to the AV Incineroars. We've still got a 2-hit kill, so that's good. We missed the Ruination this time. Even though they've gone with, like, the Trick Room mode, it's gotta be Miraidon in the back to clean us up, right? So... I'll probably try and Wisp my Pal here. Bringing in CSR just means we lose our Sash if it connects, so I'd have to play the Miss anyways. I'm just really not good against this team, and I never have been. They did Parting Shot. I almost went Ice Spinner into the slot, but I'm like, they're surely just gonna Wisp here, right? Nope. But if they're gonna Parting Shot under Trick Room, then it's either a really slow Miraidon or they're bringing out Smeargle or Ogerpon. I'm gonna guess Ogerpon. No, it is in fact Miraidon. I could have just... Alright. Well... The only thing I know for sure is that since that Miraidon is choice locked into an attack move, it's either going to switch right back out into Incineroar, or I can click Sucker Punch there. But I am intimidated and it's not going to do all that much. Oh wow, I wasn't expecting a lot, but that's less than I thought it would do. There. Light screen's gone. Do you like seeing that? Last turn of Trick Room. There really isn't a way for them to punish me playing passive here, right? I think the only thing to do here is just click Protect. Bring Miraidon back in. Your choice Specs, not choice Scarf, so I know that I'm faster than you. I wonder if my opponent side Leech Seeds here. That would be an interesting play. Nope. Yes, they did. It just didn't play the animation for whatever reason. That is a pretty cool move there. Only move here, Terra Ghost Astral Barrage, baby. Unfortunately, I think I'm gonna see Trick Room go up on either side, because I do not think this comes anywhere close to knocking out Ice Rider. Trick Room. I'm just going to click the Astral. My only out is that they call me to protect and Leech Seed their own Incineroar. That's absolutely not what happens, and knockoff will be for the kill. GG, well played. My opponent locked that in way too early, but they do have it. They reported the match like 20 seconds ago. I just can't beat Ice Rider and Miraidon, no matter what team I'm playing. No matter who I'm against, no matter how good or bad I'm playing, I just cannot beat Ice Rider and Miraidon. I also can't beat Ice Rider and Kyogre. It's a 24-point lead? Are you kidding me? Alright. I think that game's over. I think it's safe to say that now. Jeez. Point lead. Only 6 matches left, so I'm not going to bother trying to start a ladder match on cart here. Just going to let it ride. Three matches left. These things really are just like dropping off like flies. 2 rounds in like 45 minutes. That's one of the things I like most about Best of One Swiss. Doesn't take too long to get to the top cut. Two matches left. I think the next time I pull an Ice Rider team, I'm gonna leave Torn and Zamazenta at home and bring Bolt and Amoongus. Tonight an X2 cut. Let's see here. 7-round Swiss, X2 cut. Alright. So really no reason to stay in once it's X3. So just don't go X3. Let's just win 4 more games. Alright, let's see what this match is between. Do believe that's the World's team. And then there's a Ice Rider and Miraidon as the other. Yep, that's it. Alright, that match is still going on. I'm going to leave the room for a moment so I can blow my nose somewhere other than into my Razer Siren Mini microphone. I'm gonna go wash my hands real quick. Okay, run through pairings are not up yet. I am back in time. Just go to sleep. Okay. Round 3 begins. Wouldn't you know it, it's Ice Rider, Calyrex, and Kyogre. I do believe I am cooked before I even get to team preview. Snap. Okay, there it is. Don't know how I didn't notice that on the sheet. Okay. We can take advantage of the rain to click Bleak Windstorm a whole bunch. I feel like I gotta click Tailwind here. Is it a substitute Landorus? It is not. It is 3 attacks and protect. Very vulnerable to Earth Power here. I don't want to just sit here and click Protect, but I think I have to. I think I'm going to bring in a Moongus so that we can preserve Zamazenta for when Kyogre and Ice Rider inevitably come out. Then I can just click Wide Guard a bunch. It is Grassy Seed Kyogre and Leftovers Ice Rider. Does my opponent just only bring one restricted at a time then? Because Rillaboom is not going to fit with both of them. Solid. Connect both raw. Took it better than Zamazenta would have. Big speed drop. Air slash 1 and 2. It was... Okay, I was wondering if maybe the Jugulus would switch out, but since... I guess since I got the speed drop, there's no longer any concern about not having the Quark Drive boost, because it's already been eliminated. We're down anyways, so we can just pretend that we did not spore the Landorus slot there. Even though we absolutely did. Tailwind's gone, and I think we don't mind. Astral Barrage will force the Terra. Landorus can protect or switch into Jugulus or Kyogre or Smeargle or Rillaboom, whoever it is in the back. I think Taunt Astral. It's Terra Fairy leftovers on the Ice Rider. So the taunt totally works, unless it clicks Protect. And if it clicks Protect, then we just pick up the Landorus with Astral. I wonder if my opponent's got Rillaboom in the back without Kyogre's Grassy Seed, and like, they're just trying to position themselves to like fake out Trick Room or something. We get the Landorus super free here. So we've got to be just sacking it off to try and reposition. There's Kyogre. Well, I know our Bleakwind's not going to miss. And it's Grassy Seed Kyogre, so it's not Scarf. So the first thing that could happen here is Bleakwind Storm connects. They know we're going to try and taunt the Ice Rider. Do I just go double damage here? Because there's no Wide Guard or anything. And I think that's the play. It could Encore the Ice Rider, but I feel like the opponent's going to just reposition here or something. Like, am I overthinking this? Or am I underthinking this? Terra Ice Rider is not a surprise at all. Being weak to a Terra Ghost Stab Astral Barrage is not something you want to be, especially not when it's +1. But do we just have enough damage anyways? With 100% accurate Sharp Beak Stab Bleakwind Storm combined with Beast Astral. We just might. Okay, okay. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. The Ice Rider and Kyogre matchup. I may have actually just won. It's just the Jugulus in the back, right? The Jugulus on like 10%, if that. Okay, good game, well played. Alright. .2 lead with under 5 minutes to go. Solid. Solid, 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 solid. Alright, let me see how many matches there are going on still. There are no response from my opponent to my last message. They did say GG to Beto, so that's good. Only half the matches are done. 23 out of 46. So I do believe we can hop into a ladder match to keep things rolling. What? I saw the Iron Jugulus and I'm like, is this another Kyogre matchup? And wait a second. There's no restricted here, was my next thought. Mimikyu, the Snow Duo of Articuno and Alolan Ninetales. There's an Urshifu over there, the Jugulus, of course, and then Ogerpon Hearthflame, which would not be caught dead on any Kyogre team. I don't have any weather control. I do have a steel type with a wide guard, which is pretty solid against the Blizz Spam duo here. Being Terra Dragon puts me in a... I mean, on the one hand, I gain an immediate advantage against Hearthflame and Urshifu, but on the other hand, I then become very vulnerable to the ice type moves. So I gotta do this right. I don't think it's any trick room. The Mimikyu is right there, so it could be. I don't know, it's hard to guess here. Amoonguss doesn't do anything for us here. Our Pow could be very useful here, so Zama Pow might be a great lead. And then I think I want to bring Bolt. I'm gonna bring Bolt. I haven't been able to bring Bolt to anything, and I'm not sure I want Tornadus here, so we're gonna bring Raging Bolt here. Ogerpon Ninetales. Well, this league kind of makes me have to think about Ogerpon. Or, hang on. Okay, for a sec, I bumped my mic cord and I thought it came unplugged. We're good. This lead from my opponent makes me have to heavily think about whether or not I'm going to Terrestrialize Zamazenta. To be weak to Hearthflame Ogerpon's +1 high crit rate Ivy Cudgel, or to be weak to Alolan Ninetales Blizzard. I think between those options... Is it Sash? Is it Light Clay? Covert Cloak? I also don't want to give my opponent a free, free Swords Dance with their Ogerpon, you know? Shnikes. Mayterra, and I made the difficult decision of not terrestrializing this turn. Well, that's probably going to cost me. They are in fact going to go for the Ivy Cudgel into Zamazenta. And now this Ice Spinner does nothing. Ugh. I could not have played this worse. Ugh. Zamazenta, Turbo Dead. Fuck. That Aurora Veil is going to be a problem. I'm more afraid of the Ogre Pun than the Ninetales. Oh, dude, GG, well played. Yeah, I don't know if you saw my last chat. I cannot believe that I beat Calyrex, Ice Rider, and Kyogre, because I suck. I was talking about it earlier. I've lost like every single game I've played against Ice Rider and Kyogre. I'm pretty sure the restricteds I have the worst record against are Ice Rider and Kyogre. Astral, picked up the Ninetales. Here comes Cudgel, probably into POW. Well, that does mean my sash is still intact. That's good, at least. Down 2 to 3. Speed advantage in my favor. I now have Raging Bolt for Thunderclap priority. Articuno. Articuno, Tailwind, or... Oh, wait, that's right. This is the ladder match. I'm just going to click Astral again, and... You can't terrestrialize out of being a flying type. Probably just 4 attacks if I had to guess. So, Thunderclap and hope I don't miss to the Snow Shield. Or the Snow Veil. Well, that's a good start. Now does Astral connect? If Astral connects, I start really liking my odds. Okay, +1 Terrago Stab. Probably picks up here. Indeed it does, and now I'm looking real good instead of real bad. Yeah, this, if you're still in the chat here, Lizard, this is the team that my friend ran in Orlando today. He went 5-3 with it and came exceptionally close to day 2 for the second big event in a row. Okay, we're going to Thunderclap the heck out of that Urshifu. But I helped him put the team together as far as like getting the Mons on card is concerned. And I gotta admit, I was a little bit skeptical about Sharpbeak Torn because it's like a, you know, tail room. It's like a Tailwind setter if you want like Terra Ghost, Covert Cloak, you know. But I gotta admit, it's pretty good. When I saw the rain go up on your side and I had like sort of speed control, I was just like, all right, let's see how much this Bleak Wind plus Astral does, and that was apparently good enough. I wasn't sure if I could pick up, but it was enough. So I'm convinced. I am sufficiently convinced. Alright, with one match left, I am going to head back out and wait for round 4 to go up. Last match is done, so it shouldn't be too much longer. Something that's always fun is going over to the metagame tab and sorting by win percentage early on, because then you see all sorts of wonky mons that are like undefeated. Wellspring, Basculegion, Sneasler, Tinglu don't surprise me. There's a Giga. Someone's got a Reshiram, a Bastiodon, and a Azumarill. Not on the same team, right? No, no. Reshiram and Ice Rider. I mean, Wide Guard Bastiodon. It's like you're doing a really bad Zamazenta impression. But I'm pretty sure I've lost a Bastiodon before in this gen, so. And the Azumarill's on a Miraidon Pagos team. Alright then. Yeah, get up for just a second here, and hopefully the pairings will be up when I come back. I'm back and the pairings aren't up. Well, I guess I'll tell a short little story then. With Pokemon Champions coming out soon, I'm trying to get 2 very specific Mons onto Pokemon Home, and the round has started. You'll never hear the end of that story. I'm moving on. Now I'll probably come back to it. Alright. Miraidon, Lunala, Whimsicott, Ursaluna, Incineroar, and Rapid Strike Urshifu. Life Orb Miraidon, Lunala is Electric Seed. Type hello in the chat. Covert Cloak, Water, Whimsicott. The usual 4 moves. The usual Ursaluna set. Terra Bug, AV, Incineroar, with the only 4 moves you'd really expect. And the Rapid Strike Urshifu is Terra Ghost and Choice Band. With, once again, the 4 moves you would suspect. So. It's always tricky dealing with a team that's got both speed control options. What do I bring? Well, I don't see Terra... I don't see a Dark typing anywhere here. So, Tornadus' Taunt is pretty solid here. This is roughly the team that I'd been running for the most part in Regulation I, with a couple of key differences. I think my Miraidon was Specs. I was running Grimmsnarl instead of Whimsicott. I think. Might have been Scarfursh. I don't remember exactly what it was. It might have been the Milwaukee team, I think. Alright. Official rules 3. Nice. 18-point win. Never doubted for a second. Okay. So Life Orb Miraidon, so I don't want to lead Zamazenta, Terra Dragon, and then eat a Draco immediately afterwards. I do think I want to bring Torn just because I can taunt and I can Tailwind. Whatever's necessary at the time. Biggest concern is that we definitely get outsped by Whimsicott. Well, let's just accept that and move on. Win Mirai is sort of the lead that I would intuitively expect. So Torn Pow would be a pretty good answer to that. Is anyone with goggles? I don't think so. The only grass typing is Whimsicott before it Terras. There is the electric terrain though, and I just think that's too risky. We obviously want to bring Calyrex Shadow Rider. And I think Zom's the call here. Electric Stab Bolt is just a little bit too risky. It's high risk, high reward. But I think the risk is way higher than the reward here. Especially with that Ursaluna. Incineroar and Lunala. Not exactly the lead I was expecting, and certainly not a lead I want to see. This lead can pretty safely set up Trick Room. I guess Torn Pow was pretty telegraphed then. Then again, my only speed control here is Tailwind and bringing my Amoonguss to discourage Trick Room, so it's Geist and Moonblast on the Lunala, so it's not like I need to worry about Power Herb, Meteor Beam on this one, taking a one-shot. There is Fake Out from that Incineroar, though, and it's going to be a problematic thing. Don't know if we live Moonblast, especially if the Lunala terrestrializes here. I think I'm just gonna go Taunt Ruination. Let's Fake Out into the Tornadus. And that's one of the reasons why I prefer Covert Cloak personally, but even HP Lunala. Interesting. There's no, like, grassy terrain on this team, or leftovers or anything. Well, Trick Room's up, so that's that. They probably just go on the offensive here, right? So I don't really need to worry about Wide Guard. I hope? Question mark? What's the worst thing that can happen here? I'll just sucker the Lunala. Lunala switches out, alright. It's probably going to be Flare Blitz into Palvan. Ursaluna hits this. Knew I should have just gone for Ice Spinner, man. Yeah, Waste Bleak Wind will do a little bit to the Ursaluna. Assuming I connect. Alright, solid damage. I think we definitely want to go Zama here. And probably Terra Dragon. Terra Dragon, he's done. Okay. Facade is a delete button into Tornadus, so maybe I protect here actually. I don't think there's any reason for me not to double protect. Does my opponent reposition here? Maybe switch Incin into Lunala and Cycle Intimidate to weaken our Heavy Slam? I don't know. All I know is it's not a Sword Stance or Ursaluna, so I'm just going to double protect here for a second. No unnecessary terror from our opponent. Protect from the Ursaluna. the Incineroar goes for the pivot. So I should feel relatively comfortable and confident that I'm going to get a Bleakwind Storm off. And the big call, do they go Headlong or Facade calling the Terra? It's not an easy one. I'm gonna go for it. No switch from my opponent. That's a good start. And they would Terrastallize first under Tristan, right? So no Terra from them. So they either called me to Terra or they didn't. Headlong Rush, not super effective. Okay. It's not looking great, but it's looking okay. Out comes Miraidon. That's going to resist the heck out of my Bleakwind Storm. Picked up the Ursaluna. And now my Body Press redirects into Miraidon. Not quite for a KO, but pretty close. But pretty close is not a KO, so gotta stay vigilant here. Lunala comes out. Incineroar can cycle Intimidate again. So I better not feel comfortable in Heavy Slam at any point. The Lunala, it was Electric Stab, right? Yeah, it's Electric Stab. The Lunala is Terra Fairy. We have an Intimidate drop on our Zamazenta. No, we don't? What? Okay, I guess we came out afterwards. Trick Room has one turn left. So do I just double protect here then? I think I do. The problem is that our opponent can bring in Incineroar this turn. Wide Guard, switch Miraidon into... I just hope this isn't too aggressive. Okay, the Miraidon does switch into Incineroar. We got that call right, correct. What does the Lunala do? What does the Lunala do? We live the Moonblast. That is enormous. Bleakwind Storm double connects. Down goes Incineroar. And Trick Room is up. And you don't have like Electro Web or... No, it's single target. So I think Tailwind Heavy Slam the Lunala is checkmate. If they protect, Miraidon gets to kill something. But Tailwind will be up, and then we can click Astral Barrage. Or we can click Protect, Heavy Slam the Lunala again, or land a blue. I think we're okay. I'm just gonna not stress it. I think we've got... I'm not gonna overthink it here. Okay. We picked up Lunala, so Trick Room can't go off. There's no Wide Guard stopping us. It's just this Miraidon. Our Zamazenta's going down. But there's no multi-hit move from this Miraidon. Our Calyrex Shadow Rider's Focus Sash is still intact. We have complete speed control. We're moving first. Bleakwind, Astral, and our opponent does not concede. Fair enough. And there we go. GG, well played. Okay, 3-1. Win 2 more before I lose 2 more, and we make cut. Okay. GG's indeed. Alright. Only 9 matches remaining. 8 matches remaining. We're not starting a ladder match. There's just not enough time here. Oh, would you look at that? Another bot hops in the moment my match finishes up. Well, guess what that means? Get fucking nuked, you scum. Alright. Anyways, where was I? Alright. 7 matches remaining. Let me check that. Well, all right then. Five matches left. 4 matches remaining. Be right back. Alright, so I guess I'll... 3 matches. I guess I'll tell that story I was going to tell earlier. So, with Champions coming out soon, I've been looking to get 2 specific Mons onto Pokemon Home before it drops, so that the first day I can just transfer them in. It's starting to look like that's not actually going to be realistic, because tomorrow's the 5th, which is Easter, and I'm going to be busy most of that day with family stuff. And then the 6th, I have plans later in the afternoon, which I'm going to need to be like drop all things and like ready to do at like 2:30 range. And then Tuesday, I don't think I have anything going on. But that's the 7th, and that's the last day before Champions. And I don't know if Champions is going to drop at midnight or what, but you know, I'm running out of time for it. And that thing that I'm trying to do is I would like to get an Espeon and Umbreon from Coliseum all the way up to home to put to Champions, like day 1. And I don't think that's going to work, because I'm trying to get a bunch of specific ribbons on them. Like, first of all, the Mount Battle ribbon, which, oh my goodness. So it's like the Battle Frontier in Emerald. It scales off of the highest level Mon you have, and there was a great disparity between the Mons on my team. Like, my Espeon and Umbreon were like level 60s, and then I had like some level 40s, and it's like, that's not going to work. And so I bring in, because you can't trade until after you beat the main story, right? And I couldn't remember if it was the battle mode Mount Battle or the in-game Mount Battle. Not the in-game Mount Battle, which I ended up beating, only to find out I don't get anything for that. So I have to do the battle mode Mount Battle. And I poured in a Rayquaza from Emerald to make it easy, just for the sake of not taking so long. Just click strong attack and win game. Give me the ribbons so I can move on to the next games, you know. Everything scales to level 89, so that's not going to work either. So I had to trade some Mons that were roughly in the 60s to 70s range. And now I'm trying to get them sort of all at the same level so that I can do like a fair, reasonable Mount Battle playthrough as quick as possible, which I don't think is happening tonight because it's midnight and 6 minutes. And again, I have stuff going on tomorrow I have to be ready for. I don't know exactly what time I need to be ready for it by, but you know, I won't be able to sit there playing Mount Battle all day. And then what else? Is anyone even watching right now? Yeah, whatever. Keep telling the story. The VOD's going up, so someone will see this, I guess. So yeah, I gotta get through that. And then once I've got the Mount Battle ribbon on Espeon and Umbreon, then I can switch them over to Emerald, where I want to win some Master Rank contests with them. And then probably beat the Emerald Elite Four with them. And then send them up. I'm not sure if I want to send them through both Diamond and Pearl and Heart Gold Soul Silver. I probably will at least send them through Soul Silver to Battle Red. And then I gotta send them over to Black 2, White 2, and then I gotta get them to XY, Omega Ruby, Alpha Sapphire, and then I gotta get them to Sun and Moon, Ultra Sol, and Ultra Sun. Actually, I might skip Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon. I don't know of any ribbons that I'm particularly looking for in the Alola region. And my goodness, it has been a long time since I put a Gen 7 cart in my DS. Like, oh my god. Oh, does it say what day the save data is? Because that would be quite a trip to, like, see that I haven't played one since, like, 2019 or something. That would be wild. What else? Sword and Shield, I'm not sure if there's any ribbons I care about. Same thing with Scarlet and Violet. I mean, maybe. I'll have to look on Cerebi. But like the big ones that I'm looking for are Mount Battle and Coliseum, the Emerald contests, the Red Champion ribbon or the Red Battle ribbon. One match remaining in the tournament. Round 5 should be starting somewhat soon. Yeah, I want to get them with some ribbons because apparently, like, ribbons and titles transfer into champions, I guess. I don't know if that's fake news or whatever, but just on the off chance that it's true, I'd like to just have them ready. So, yeah. Since the IVs have been removed from the game, and you can change sets like super quickly, I don't need to worry about like resetting for a specific nature or anything on them. I assume hidden power is not going to be a thing since it hasn't been for a while now, and if they're removing IVs, then that whole system would need to be overhauled, and terrestrialization is going to be in the game at some point anyways, so yeah, it's nice that I can at least just send them on up if I need to, you know. Alright, last game of round 4 has concluded. Round 5 soonish, I guess. I'm not the one with the finger on the button. So yeah, that's what I've been doing, just trying to get Espeon and Umbreon ribboned up for champions. And I don't have a lot of time to finish the job. The 5th and 6th will be limited time, and the 7th might be a midnight release. I don't know. It'll be nice to finally know what regulation M to A is, because I assume it's Mega Evolution A is the formatting there, I assume. Like the first format of Mega Evolution. And then there'll be like a Z and a D and a T, and then like an MT, or I don't know. They'll be able to mix and match all the different formats in all sorts of different ways for quite some time. And like, okay, round 5's up. And they'll be able to type in hello. My opponent's on Koraidon and Ho-Oh, Incineroar, Raging Bolt, Ditto, and Fluttermane. I think I've seen this team, but I have no idea what to do against it, to be honest. Just getting the match set up here. I lost my train of thought being distracted by the next round. What was I saying? Oh yeah, they'll be able to mix and match the mechanics for quite some time. We could have a format where 3 of the mechanics are legal and then 1 of them isn't, and then that can be like 4 separate formats in and of itself, and then 1 format where all 4 mechanics are legal, and they can bring back the gems, and then they could have a whole bunch of combos of that. You know, everything would be like its own format, although some of them might end up being very similar. I can imagine that, like, a format that allows gems and nothing else, and a format that allows Z moves and nothing else might be very similar. I don't know. They're going to have a lot of different options at their disposal for different types of formats. Anyways, let's shift our attention to this obviously Sun matchup. Loaded Dice Koraidon, so if we're not careful, we can get run over. Tailwind, there's no Trick Room. Electro Webs, it's an Assault Vest Raging Bolt, Rocky Helmet, Water Ensign with Will-O-Wisp and Parting Shot. Scarf Ditto. It's a thing. I'm not going to want my Calyrex to be at +4 or +3 when Ditto hits the field. Booster energy does not stack with photosynthesis from the sun. Terra Dragon gets vulnerable to Scale Shot. I mean, I think I've seen the calc. I think I've actually taken a Scale Shot with Zamazenta Terra Dragon before, and it lived. Just because it's so bulky on the physical side. I need to click buttons. I'm running out of time to click buttons. Tailwind. Shoot. Honestly, I don't know what to do against this team. I don't have Rain Dance on my Tornadus, so I just have to wing it. I did kind of feel like there'd be a Koraidon and Ho-Oh lead, though. Now I have to ask myself if I'm willing to commit to Terra Dragon right here and right now to avoid the fire weakness. And my opponent can probably just double my Zamazenta here. That sucks. I think I'm gonna raw Bleakwind Storm. And Terra Dragon press the Koraidon? I don't know. Maybe I should protect and just see if I can get anything with Bleakwind. Or maybe I should just go for Tailwind and Body Press. Oh. Come on. I'm just gonna protect. This one really is throwing me for a loop. Collision Course and we protected. Okay. Solid start there. We outspeed the Ho-Oh without any speed changes. Their Tailwind goes up. We have Prankster to set up ours. So I should probably click Tailwind this turn. And then I can just body press the Koraidon, right? Got Protect, though, so I might call them to do that. Then again, the Ho-Oh is flying, and it's probably... It doesn't really have a reason to go Terra Grass here, right? So there's absolutely no reason to do that. Is there a switch I should make? I don't think so. Need a Sacred Fire. I'm gonna Terra Dragon, press the Ho-Oh for damage, call it to Sacred Fire me, hope I don't get burned, and Koraidon to protect most critically. Not to be confused with Moist critically. It's dry and hot in this one. No protect. Okay, I may have thrown. I may have overthought it and thrown. Flare Blitz into Torn. It's going to knock itself out and recoil. Alright. My speed control went second, so that's a thing in our favor. Here comes Sun Boosted Stab Sacred Fire. Don't burn, don't burn. It didn't burn. Okay, good. Now, do we bring in CSR knowing that there could be a Ditto in the back? I've already terrestrialized, so our opponent can do some dangerous things to us with Raging Bolt and Flutter Mane. Damn. If it's Flutter, then CSR is in danger. But also, this is not an easy call. I'm going to send in CSR. Sends the play from our opponent. Is there any way to punish passive play here? I wasn't really planning on clicking Heavy Slam in this matchup anyways. I mean, Flutter Mane could be a thing, but with Terra Dragon... It's a double protect, I guess, because Incineroar could fake out... Well... Could just Astral here, but our opponent might just go protect or switch out for Regenerator. think I'm just going to double protect here. It's not exciting, but it's probably correct. There's the regenerator. And what do you know? Exactly the thing I was afraid of. Our opponent really called me there. Is this fake out into Zamazenta, knowing that I wouldn't just click Astral here into a potential knockoff. Oh, they did go for the knockoff. I feel less bad about that. Although I still feel some bad about that. One turn of Tailwind left. We have our Focus Sash intact. I think they're still going to go for the knockoff here and protect their CSR. They're scarfed, so they're going to click... I can just wide guard, right? But I'm worried about the knockoff is the thing. I'm going to switch into Bolt here and body press the Insane. Paranormal, their CSR. Their Ditto SR. Oh my goodness! I think that crit might matter. Controversial opinion, perhaps, but my goodness, that one might matter. We get one turn of our Tailwind being faster than theirs. Their CSR is scarfed because it's Ditto Scarf. So we know it can't protect itself. The Ensign's barely hanging on. Do they switch out into Ho-Oh is the question now. Because if they switch out into Ho-Oh, then the play is just Astral Go Burr. The play might be Astral Go Burr anyways. Scarf, 333. Do we outspeed? I don't have time to look. Crap. They did switch. Okay. We're going to knock out the Incineroar with Astral Barrage. Pick up some huge damage on the Ho-Oh. The 100 times victorious. Is it possible to get a shiny Ho-Oh in Coliseum? I don't know if you can shiny hunt the gift Ho-Oh. I must have gotten the shiny somewhere else and then done the Mount Bat. Not important. I don't care. I know I was literally just talking about the Mount Battle ribbons, but that's not important here. Now my Tailwind peters out. Their Ditto's faster, but my Sash is still intact. Normal Zama. Ooh. That's a change. But now they have Wide Guard. Ooh, they have Wide Guard. I've seen how much the Sacred Fire and Sun does from the Ho-Oh. They're not going to Scarf into Protect here, so I think Psychic Body Press the Ditto slot, right? Heavy Slam did nothing. Big damage, and now it's just the Ho-Oh. I think I win? Question mark? I don't want to get ahead of myself here. I'm not forgetting anything. My opponent says GG. Okay, even if this burns, I don't lose. Alright. Psychic and Body Press. And my opponent. GG, well played. Victory. Oh. With that, we advance to improve to 4-1, and move to round 6. We just need to win one of the next 2 to make cut. There's 13 matches remaining. I don't think I'm gonna hop into a ladder match. I'm gonna give my throat a rest between rounds here. Starting to feel a little hoarse, little Uma. My opponent appears to have checked out of the match chat, so I'm gonna just... Alright. I will be right back. After probably no messages. Actually, yes messages. I think we should be back from ads now. And even though my throat is definitely not enjoying how much talking I've been doing, it's not that bad, so I'm going to keep doing it. So Orlando today, Stefan Mott can't help but notice he's 8-0. Funny story for any of you who may care about Pokemon Coliseum or XD Gelfnarkness. He slid into the server and was asking for a little bit of help trying to find a specific guide for the game. So I can't remember which one it was, but it just so happened I was trying to look for one of the same guides, so I was able to help him out with that. Really cool to see him just having such consistent high performance for the most part. I know he mentioned that he's had some mid to bad ones after the regional win, but... Okay, one match remaining in the round. Round 6 should be coming up shortly here. And all we gotta do to make cut is win this next round, or the round after that. And I've been winning games that I think I'm going to lose, so... Not sure what that means, but we'll... Hopefully it means win. I would like it to mean win. All matches complete. Just waiting on round 6 to start. Any minute now. Surely any minute now. Three and 2, 4 and 1. On 5 and 2 and 3. Okay. Still waiting on round 6 to start. Past midnight. should turn my light off. Put my brain in sleep mode. Even though I need to be in awake thinky mode. Still waiting on round 6 to start. I'm not sure what's the hold up, if we're just taking a break or what. Six minutes left on the round timer. I guess I did have time for an in-game ladder match after all. My bad. Under 5 minutes left to go on the round timer, and still nothing. I'll run an ad for a minute, since that would actually be a little bit more entertaining than what I'm stuck doing here. Not enough time for me to do a ladder match. Too much time for me to just be sitting here doing nothing with nothing on the screen. There we go. Okay. New round has started. Pagos CSR is what we've got. It has been a while since I played against a Terapagos. And I don't think I've won most of those matchups. Official Rules 3, Regulation I, double restricted. GS Cup 2. Alright. Pego CSR versus Zama CSR. Both Sash, Ghost Stab, Calyrex with the same 4 moves. Ensign, Booster Flutter, almost certainly Speed. No Trick Room, no Tailwind. Cornerstone Ogerpon, and Rillaboom. Do like the idea of Torn Zama because I can click Tailwind and just Heavy Slam the crap out of that Flutter. What's its Terra? It's Fairy. Okay, so we can definitely go Tailwind Heavy Slam, and then the only concern there is if it's Ensign Flutter with the Fake Out. Definitely want CSR somewhere here. Calm Mind Terapagos, though. I mean, that's what the Zama's for. Who do we bring as the 4th? Don't think Amoonguss really does anything in this matchup. Got 2 grass types over there naturally. There's no Trick Room. Taunt from the Flutter. There just really is no reason to bring Gus. So do I bring Pow or do I bring Bolt? I'm gonna go Bolt. And let's just vibe. Calyrex Flying. Okay. Is this no Protect on the Flutter? It is no Protect on the Flutter. Okay. Well, I can do one of 2 things here. I can go Tailwind Heavy Slam, or I can go Tailwind Call Incineroar to switch in and Body Press. I know which one I'd really, really like to do. If I'm my opponent sitting across from this board, I think it's a foregone conclusion that I have to click Tailwind. I'm gonna go for it. I am going to call this Fluttermane to switch into Incineroar. It did not switch into Incineroar, and now I look stupid. That's, unfortunate. I'm gonna Bleak One Protect. I could go for Heavy Slam this time, but something tells me that my opponent already knows that I have embarrassed myself and will now make the switch, or just, I don't know. That was... What went wrong in my mind? force them to have it is sort of what I should have had as the mentality there, right? Force them to have it. Booster Flutter still outspeeds. I got the special attack drop. That sucks. Oh, okay. I should have just stepped on the gas there. I should have just heavy slammed and made them do something about it. Oh, there is a little bit of good news. Now my CSR is in Tailwind for the next 2 turns still. And now I can just click body press here, because the only way that you're going to do anything about this Terra Ghost Stab Astral Barrage that's super effective on both of you. Does it live the Terra Fairy? I was gonna say, is switch into Pagos or Incineroar. But Terra Fairy might live? Make him have it. Make him have it. Stop overthinking. I should have called the body press that time. Oh, I should have called it that time. I would have had it. I would have had it. I know I would have had it. I knew it was. Damn it. Okay, what if my opponent goes Calyrex into Terapagos here? Fake out Mazama and switch into Pagos. I think gotta switch in the Bolt. Really hope I didn't overthink it. Really hope I got the call right. Yes! Okay. Alright. Big read, big read, big read. No fake out into the Zama, though. We could have gone for the body press into the CSR slot. We just went for the knockoff. May as well have proc their sash there. We're at neutral. Terra Stellar. Bolt outspeeds the Pega. Outside of failure. Parting shot. I think this is CSR coming back in, and I think it's going to protect. Nope, it's Flutter. So I outspeed. It can't protect. Could switch Incineroar back in, just to give a turn for the Starstorm to... I gotta get this right. I have to get this correct. I can't let a Moonblast go into the Bolt. Hope I crit is not an optimistic play strategy here. I think missing the heavy... I think getting the heavy slam hard read on turn 1 wrong, and then not trusting my guts to stick with it and go for the body press on the instant switch ultimately cost me. Here comes the Bolt. Earth Power. It is into the Calyrex, okay. I saw Earth Power and I'm like, is that into the Bolt? We might live that, A, and B, that means CSR still lives, but no, it's into the CSR. Zama comes out, their Ensign comes out. I want a double protector on the fake out, but they can just click Calm Mind. But I do have the speed advantage. And then I can just body press, right? The problem is that CSR is in the back. I think I have to surrender the Calm Mind opportunity to my opponent. No switch out from the Ensign. So unless you're going to parting shot your own Terapagos, it should be okay-ish. And then the free Calm Mind to my opponent here. They went for Starstorm? Okay. Now I just body press and Thunderbolt the Ensign. CSR switch in to the Pago slot. Still a Thunderclap from Raging Bolt. I think I can just click move here, right? My odds aren't great in the first place, but... There's Protect from Pagos. And Bolt should pick up the Ensign. And now the big problem is that Calyrex Shadow Rider outspeeds Zamazenta and picks up the KO with Psychic. So we can't body press the Terapagos. Which means the only play that I can make is Protect and Thunderclap into the Calyrex. And the way that my opponent exploits this is to double the Bolt. But if they don't do that and they just go for the psychic and overpower play. I'm out of time. Protect and Thunderclap. Uh-oh. That is significantly worse. I could have Thunderbolted the CSR and won the game. Why did I protect and Thunderclap? Oh, that was so stupid. Oh, that was so stupid. Alright, I see a line though. It requires me to win a double protect roll, but it's there. I made 3 huge mistakes in this game. So... Sometimes you make huge mistakes in a game, multiple times. There were at least reasons why I went for the things. They weren't just random BS. I just thought wrong. Missed the double protect. Encore locked into protect. What? Is that a speed tie? Is the Pagos a speed tie? Tailwind wasn't up earlier when we outsped, right? Or maybe it was. I don't know. GG's. I'm tired, man. It's almost 1 in the morning. I might have been the last game there. All right. Last round of Swish should be coming up very shortly here. Final round is live. Isaac Marrera for my winning in. It's Koraidon Ice Rider. Koraidon Ice Rider, Flutterchi, Boltrilla. If I win, I'm in top cut. If I lose, I get to go to bed. I can't possibly have a bad thing happen. No matter what happens, I come out ahead. Mwahaha! Ice Rider. It's hard to think that my opponent's going to actually... Oh! They don't have Trick Room. They have Imprison. I guess this shuts down opposing Leech Seed Ice Rider Calyrex, like, completely, but... Huh. Without being able to click Trick Room, is it just kind of dead in this matchup? Sash, Flutter... Synthesis... I mean, it's probably Flutter Koraidon lead. Speed Booster... Astro... No... Sucker Punch Astral? Is it a Protect? No, it's 4 attacks. It's probably Speed Booster. I think I gotta click Tailwind at some point here. Do I bring Zama to this match? I think so. Oh, that's what we're going with. Tornpal, Zama, and CSR. Koraidon CIR is another team that I just don't like my odds against, and Koraidon Flutter is just very strong here, especially with the Sash. Bleakwind Sucker Punch into the Flutter could pick up, but like... communicating. Something wrong with the server, or... not my internet, so... Speed? Yup. The way I counter that is with Tailwind. Flutter can just click Thunder Wave, which blanks Sucker Punch. I'm gonna go Tailwind Ice Spinner into... So my opponent just Terrafire their Koraidon now. Stellar Mane... Water Ice Rider. I'm gonna go into the Flutter. Switched out. Okay, so... Raging Bolt's coming in, though. So this is going to be Sword of Ruin super effective stab. This is a bulky Assault Vest POW, though, so I don't know if it's going to do nearly enough. Especially since it's Spinner and not Crash. Which at least can't miss, but, you know. 2-hit KO, alright. And Collision Course is going to absolutely dumpster us. Terra Ghost would have made that turn 1 amazing, but You want to win the game. You want to win the game, not the turn. So. From here, can I just go Bleakwind and Astral Barrage? I think that's the best course of action. Especially since I'm Terra Dragon Zamazenta, like, my opponent can... And they've got Scale Shot, right? No, that was earlier. This is a Clear Amulet Koraidon. Still, they can cover for the Terra Dragon on the Zom, so I think I just gotta click things. I just gotta click button. But do I commit the Terra Ghost here? Having that dragon would be useful for later, but it's probably Ice Rider in the back? Because you want to bring both your restricteds. But if it's Chiyu, I'm going to want to be able to Terra Dragon. Like, on the spot. I'm going to go for the Terra Ghost Stab. Great, I'm out of LaCroix. Can't run to the fridge. I gotta pay attention to this turn. My opponent is also terrestrializing. I assume it's going to be fire on the Koraidon to get out of being weak to Bleakwind. Just to get a little bit of oomph. Protect from the Raging Bolt. Fair enough. Do we connect with Bleakwind Storm? I know Astral's probably not a one-shot, but it's almost certainly enough to get within Bleakwind range without the super effective on Bleakwind, so... Ooh, I don't know about that, actually. We really need to connect this Bleakwind Storm now. Oh, it was enough. Okay. Huge. Huge pickup there. Our Sash is still intact, although they do have Photosynthesis Thunderclap over there. Flutter hits the field. Photosynthesis will activate without any booster. It's Sash, that's right. I'm getting it mixed up. Timid 252 booster Flutter outspeeds our Tailwind Torn. But it does not outspeed our CSR. I think my play is to protect here. How many turns? I should have checked how many turns of Sun there were. I did not manage that information properly at all. And I just haven't been. Thunderclap. Picked up. And if that's the last turn of my Tailwind, then I'm going to very sorely regret this. Do I still have a turn of Tailwind? Because if so, I can Heavy Slam the Flutter Slam. And double outspeed. This is the last turn of Tailwind. Okay. Heavy Slam. And then I can Astral. And the only way that Astral is worse than... Yeah, there's a Chiyu in the back, so Psychic isn't better there either. So, just Astral. We need a Thunderclap, which sucks. Or our opponent's Bolt protects. You switch out the Flutter, okay. It's the fish. Okay, it is the fish. Ooh! That is a lot of damage. very strong. It's a Scarf Chiyu and Speed Booster Flutter. If I stall the Sun, I can outspeed the Flutter, but this Chiyu is the real problem. My opponent can't punish me for playing passively. This is the last turn of Sun, so double protect is the call here. Like, it's just objectively correct. For information, for stalling the Sun, drop the photosynthesis speed boost on the Flutter. Quite simply the correct call. Overheat into the Zama. So they're just going single target nukes. Okay. Overheat's going into the Zamazenta. I outspeed the Flutter now because photosynthesis is gone. Overheat connects, that's bad. Zamazenta is done. And that should be game, because the Sash will keep the Flutter alive and then Shadow Ball will hit me. I was thinking about going for the double protect on the Zamazenta, but no. Good luck in combat. Okay, so that's not quite all because I would like to do a raid. Yeah, just barely. So it was pretty solid, but I made last round. I could have won and made it to cut, but I made 3 hard reads that all went wrong. So first, I thought that they would switch their Flutter out turn 1, so I went body press, calling an instant switch in instead of going heavy slam, and that was a mistake. They stayed in. I should have just made them have it, forced them to reposition, and that alone like cost me a lot of momentum. And then later on, like a turn or two later, I should have trusted my gut that they were actually going to switch in the Incineroar and went body press into the slot. Didn't. I went heavy slam, and that's time they did switch in Incineroar. And then later on, like towards the end of the game, I made another mistake. It was their Raging Bolt and their Terapagos versus my Zamazenta and my Calyrex Shadow Rider. What I did was I protected my CSR and went for Thunderclap into the Shadow Rider, hoping I could get the 2-hit KO. But in reality, what I should have done is gone Protect and Thunderbolted the CSR, because I actually had the time to do it. But I can't remember if Tailwind was up the turn before or not, but I feel like it was a speed tie actually between the Terapagos and my Raging Bolt, because I remember going first outside of Tailwind, and then outside of Tailwind their Terapagos went first without priority being a factor. And so I think I got messed up by a speed tie at the end as well. But ultimately, I just made 3 mistakes in that game, and you can't win like that, making 3 huge mistakes. And then the match we just played, I don't have a lot of practice against Koraidon and Ice Rider, and they didn't even bring the Ice Rider, and I don't think I played my best in that one. But honestly, I should have just locked it up last round in round 6. So, yeah, unfortunately, that's how it goes sometimes. You can't play perfectly all of the time. That's fine. I had fun. I'm glad I participated. But it's time to go to sleep, I think. So let's raid somebody. I have a pretty good idea who I want to raid. Unable to raid at this time. Well, I think I know why. Let's find someone. You know what? Let's just raid Michael. Let's just raid Michael. That makes the most sense. So yeah, pretty solid. Looking forward to Champions, and I think that's the last tour of Scarlet and Violet for me. I'll be busy getting ready for home and Champions, so yeah, thanks for watching everybody, and here's Michael.